welcome everyone to another episode of Heal the Healer, Mami Goddaughter Conversations. Now, in this episode, we spend a little time with the mamas. It's Mother's Day, and so there's 3 mothers in this episode who talk about their journey in motherhood, their journey in unlearning, and all of the growth and development they've done as women. We also, at the end, spend a little bit of time venerating ancestors and invoking some of the wisdom that they've shed on us. This is a nice episode in which we give honor to the divine feminine energy. Listen in, join in, and I hope you enjoy. Be well.
Lafia, everyone. Welcome to the Heal the Healer workshop. It is so beautiful to have you all here on this beautiful Sunday, this special Sunday, Mother's Day, which for Indigenous people has an even deeper significance because it all starts with the mother. And so we always begin in a traditional way of paying our respects to those who came before us, those who give us the authority to be in this space. So, of course, I begin by giving great honor and homage to our home temple here in Benin, all of our temple keepers throughout the generations who protected and steward this knowledge, and who have created the space for us to be able to learn and connect with our divinities and our ancestors. So I give homage to the Benin Temple and, of course, our leader, Queen Mother Mano Naye Bujitao Animaso II, the global leader of Nazia Fa Spiritual Institute. I also, of course, give recognition to Nazia Fa Spiritual Institute of North America, our temple in the United States, located in San Diego, and the founder and leader and my spiritual mother, Mianu Ananasi. I give great honor and gratitude to her and all of her hard work to help to connect, to bridge the gap, and help us to be able to reconnect with our practices. And of course, I greet you and your ancestors, and I give great honor and recognition to my own ancestors and the energies that walk with me in this life. I am Mama Ron, and I will be hosting today. It is a bit different of a Sunday. It is Mother's Day, so we'll see what Spirit has for us today. Tiffany, it's so good to have you with us. And so we always begin with meditation, and I think that would be a beautiful way to start because the weeks are busy and the days are hard. So it's good to be able to just reconnect and ground ourselves. So go ahead and get comfortable in your seat.
Thank you.
And close your eyes and just connect with your breath. Allow yourself to be fully present. And begin to let go of all the weights you've been carrying. With each exhale, relax deeper in your seat. Releasing the stress that you've been carrying. Allowing yourself to be open to receive this relaxation and peace that you deserve. Continue to breathe, being fully present. Inhaling nice and slow in through your nose and out through your mouth. You are exactly where you're meant to be. This is your time. Begin to check in with your body, bringing your awareness to your toes, feeling the sensation of support. Begin to bring your awareness up through your ankles into your legs. Bring your awareness into your thighs and your hips. Releasing any tension that you're finding as you're connecting with your body, as you're bringing your awareness up into your stomach, as you notice the expansion and contraction as you breathe. Allowing yourself to marvel at the wonderful nature of your body. Bring your awareness into your heart space. Noticing your heartbeat, giving gratitude for all the work it does to keep you alive. Bring your awareness into your shoulders, releasing any tension that you're carrying. Allowing yourself to soften. Because you're in a protected time, a protected space. You're allowed to be soft in this moment. Now bring your awareness into your neck. If you notice any tension, just begin to gently stretch. Releasing that tension. Continue to appreciate the gentle rhythm of your breath. All this peace that you're creating by slowing down and being present. awareness to your mind, your thoughts. There's no judgment, just presence. Just allowing yourself to be free, appreciating everything that you have. Feeling content and secure that you have everything you need, and that your ancestors are with you, guiding you, protecting you, bringing in all of the resources and experiences you need to elevate and stay on your destiny. When you're ready, begin to gently bring your awareness back into the room around you, wiggling your toes and your fingers, gently opening your eyes, taking a nice deep breath in through your nose and exhaling in a sigh. Again, nice big deep breath in. One more for good measure. Welcome in. How is everyone feeling?
Thank you. Mhm.
Imari, are you returning, right? You've been to a workshop before? You can type in the chat if you don't want to unmute yourself. So this Sunday is a bit different. It's Mother's Day, so we have a smaller group. But Spirit always leads who's meant to be here. Every Sunday is a bit different. And so, because we have such an intimate group, I wanted to create a nice space for us to do a bit of ancestral veneration and also just have some discussion around motherhood. Okay. So, I know the topic of motherhood can be very complex. Our relationship with our mothers can be very complex and multi-layered. And then being a mother yourself, if you're a mother, and that also adds another layer, right? And so I definitely want to be gentle and be open to just supporting whatever feelings that we have around it. Traditionally speaking, the mother holds an integral place in the family, in the community, right? In creation, right? On the new moon and full moon, we always pray to the Divine Mothers, Naye. It's the creative energy. It is starting place, the energy that births life. So it's very significant. And I know in Western culture, the place of the mother isn't as revered as in other cultures. It can be a very tiring and praiseless position sometimes. Um, and so I want to just encourage you in your strength as a mother, as a woman. And so, does anyone have anything they want to share before we do a little ancestral veneration?
Yes, I actually want to present myself in the circle, in this sisterhood, by starting to first honor the temple in Benin, which is led by Mine, Mino Naye Abidjato and Amaso II, and also acknowledging the temple here in the United States, which is led by Priestess Hanero, which I call Imianu and Amase. And also I want to acknowledge my temple sister, uh, Voodoo C. I'm learning the names. So give me a little grace, Mama Shrone. And my other sister, my other temple sister, who is not on the call today, Murusi Agbasi. And then also, I want to acknowledge my ancestors and all the energies that come with me, and every single sister that is on the call. I see Amari and also Sister Angel that just came in. But yes, I definitely wanted to presence the mothers today. It's a really special day, and I'm excited about being a mom. I actually had a conversation with my sister yesterday, and she was calling about some of the challenges that her daughter was experiencing, and being a mom, her being a mom and being able to pass on advice. And I told her, I said, I think our role now is shifting. We are the mothers that have always been given advice, but being able to shift over and talking to our daughters woman to woman, as opposed to not necessarily being in that mother role, but being in that mother role as far as giving wisdom, but not in that mother role as being that dictator, you know? And I said, I think our daughters would be more well received as far as receiving our wisdom if we come to them as women, not just as mommies, So that was one of the things I kind of just wanted to add in that circle today, is how we as moms sometimes can begin to change our lenses and begin to shift the roles and how we look at our daughters and the other sisters in the circle, But yeah, that's one of the things I kind of just wanted to put in there, because I was just having that strong conversation with my sister yesterday. I love you, love you, love you.
I love that so much. I think that's one of the things that has been really beautiful as I grew up and began to experience that shift. You begin to be able to see your mother as a person, and you're able to really help our daughters relating as a human, because and as a woman, because we are, when we're in that role as mother, we're protective, right? And we're guiding. And one of our jobs as a mother is to prepare our children for life. And so then there comes a point where we have to let our daughters be in that role and be scared or be excited or do all of these things. And so we have to give space for that. And it's really beautiful when we start to do that and we get to see the fruits of our labor and we get to see the expression that happens from all of our guiding and teaching and providing for. And it can be really, really healing, especially when we've had experiences throughout our childhood or our upbringing and we do something different. And then we shift our relationship to allow space to see what the fruits of that is.
Mhm.
They're in a similar situation that maybe we might have been in, but the way they approach it is completely different due to the love and support that they had.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that. And I love the fact that, too, is being able to share and being vulnerable as a mom. I think some of our life experiences we've tried to hide from our children, from our daughters, you know? And when you see them going down that same path that that you've gone through, opening up our mouths from a perspective of a woman, so they also begin to look at you as a woman too, and you can relate a little bit differently, and I think that's the dynamic. I have two grown daughters. Matter of fact, I have three, two that I birthed and one that was blessed to me, but changing now that they are grown women, opening up that dialogue that hasn't necessarily been there before. And I believe this Mother's Day is a great opportunity for me to kind of change that dynamic because I do it for my temple sisters. I do it for my friends, but I've never done it for my daughters. And so having that conversation yesterday with my sisters, I believe this is something that I'm going to change this Mother's Day. So, I open it up to other women on the call, like too, like what are some of the things that you're shifting as far as your mindset as being a mom or as a woman? So just wanted to see if anybody else had anything else to kind of add to this sister circle.
I go. Hello, ladies. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
So, yes, I resonate so much with everything that's been said. Um, I'm a mom of four girls and grandmother of three girls and a boy. Um, and it's amazing to see how, like you said, the teaching of it and coming to them as woman to woman, parenting my children, my adult children, you know what I mean? Still, which is like you said, you're parenting, but it's more of, coming to them and having these kind of conversations, opening up these things. And while my two older girls are adults, my younger ones are 17 and she'll be 16 in a couple of days. And so seeing them and now they're not scared to tell me in the moment type stuff because my older two were like, oh, well, we tell mom everything now because, she can't do anything to us. We're grown. And so, but the way I responded, like, you could have always told me. I said, here's the thing. I would rather you had told me some of those things as they were going on and us talking about it than how it all happened. And so the fact that we had that conversation, my younger two are a lot more open and talking to me about stuff because, I opened that up and it's like, it's okay. You know what I mean? And so that's been really nice. And that even helps with my grandbabies. I have a 9-year old and she's like, she even told her friend, she's like, it's okay. Like her sister comes over often and she's like, it's okay, you can tell my grandma anything. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and that's always been the place I wanted to be. I always wanted to be that person, come and tell me whatever. We will figure it out together. If I don't have the answer, we'll find the answer and come up with something that doesn't harm you. You know what I mean? And doesn't harm your future. So that I'm so happy with starting this in the communal living we're starting. And it's been such, those type of things are really, really nice. And so now we're raising a generation that from birth, has a safe place. They have a safe place to come with their problems and no judgment, and and be and I don't know, and be a woman, like, because you're always a woman, whether you're a child, a girl. So I love that. I love that space that I'm able to create and that I fought for. I keep looking back. I'm like, man, I fought hard for this. I did not give up, and we are finally here. And no, it didn't happen when my oldest was an infant, but it happened now, and it's here. And I'm sitting in that and very pleased and very excited for the future. My future lines. We have 5 generations under one roof, and it's so beautiful. It is so, so beautiful. So, um, yeah, I'm feeling very blessed and excited for our future. I love you, love you.
Angel, that is absolutely incredible. And I love to hear that. I remember months ago when you said that you guys were coming together. So it's so amazing to hear that you guys are now together, all 5 generations. And that's such an ancestral, traditional practice, right? And it's so necessary. I was actually talking with one of my good friends the other day, because my mom had me when she was 40. And so, and all of her friends were older. And growing up, when I was younger, we lived in a completely different state. It was just my nuclear family. And so, as I have been going through my 20s and now I just started my 30s, it's like I've really just been figuring stuff out because I didn't see my mom through those stages. And so it's so beautiful, hearing you say that there's 5 generations in the house and being able to see all of those different stages and being able to have people walking with you, right? And that's one of the beautiful parts about traditions and the way it is the youngest one looks up to the one who's right, above. And that's even just a amazing teaching model because you don't really know if you have learned something until you have to teach it. And so with the youngest one then taking care of the one below them, it just you have a different level of confidence, and then having that circle around you. Um, and so that kind of makes me think about like your own upbringing and the ways that we were raised. Do you feel like what have you incorporated, and then what are you healing? Because, this is Heal the Healer, and we've talked about in the ancestral veneration portion, healing some of the things that were broken due to the enslavement of our ancestors and the ways that we had to adapt to protect ourselves. And now we're trying to readapt into a healthy way again. Um, what are the things that you've incorporated from your upbringing and things that you're trying to correct now? And that's open to anyone.
Um, I would say that some of the things I'm trying to incorporate is definitely the open communication and the non-judgment. I think we kind of judge each other harshly, and we had to. We were more cautious with our boys because we didn't want them to get hurt into the world, and so we coddled them a little too much, and you know what I mean. And the harshness with the other females, we kind of, because I think through um coming here through slavery, we were put against each other so much, and so just eliminating that, with my family being mostly made up of women and girls, I just want to see them be open. I like to bring in my friends so they can see how I interact with other women. You know what I mean? And this is how we uplift. I don't put them down. We celebrate each other. We give each other our flowers now, and just really all encompassing. We don't have to be against one another. And they know that, like, I like making my own herbal products and things like that. But I also bring in other women that's doing the same thing, and they can see that I'm not in competition with this woman. You know what I mean? She's making an okra soap, and I am too, and we can both sell side by side, and it's not a competition. We can, what I mean? We can aid each other and give each other tips and like, oh, I use this, and just talk about that openly without that being a competition. I think I really want to show in my girls and that they move forward to spread that kind of sentiment. Do not be in competition with your fellow Black woman or anybody. Like, there's no reason. There's enough out here for us all to make our products, for you all to shine and flourish. There never needs to be a hate because, oh, she's doing it because I'm doing it. No, that is not okay. You're doing it, and she is also. What a beautiful thing that you guys had a great idea. You know what I mean? And being able to foster that with my younger grandkids and stuff, where they come up with their conflicts and their friends. She was like, she even brought up, she's like, she wore her hair like this because I wore mine like that. I said, well, isn't that awesome? She seen you have a great idea and she had one too. Like, that is so cool. Or she liked it so much she decided to mimic you. That's amazing. You're a leader in her eyes. How would a leader act? You don't want to be like that. And so, and just fostering that and encouraging acceptance and a oneness with our people so we can get back to our unity. That's what our cultural values were based on, unity and a village and coming together. So that's something I'm really, really big on. I feel like the coming here in this diaspora, they separated us so much and left us singular and like only you can be successful. And that's just not the case. We can be successful together. We can be successful and support each other, and bring each other up. So that's one of the biggest things that I like to do and foster. And I think that's my biggest one so far for this year anyway. I'm sure there'll be more. Love you.
Yes, I love that. Collaboration is so important. And that's something that I also talk about a lot is just the way that our ancestors had to protect themselves from slave masters and also just from the hurt of losing family members to give birth and instantly have your baby taken away. Like that's hard. There becomes these walls to be able to survive. And so being able to start to be more vulnerable and stay connected with our families has been really beautiful to watch with each generation. Um, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Angel.
I was gonna say when Angel was talking and she said 5 generations, do me a favor for me, just it may be a tiny bit selfish, but when my grandmother was alive, I remember telling my mom, we need to go and make a 5 generation photo. My grandmother, my mom, me, my daughter, my grandson. And then I looked up one day and I wasted time and I didn't take that picture. And when I heard you talking, it brought so much joy to my spirit that you have that ability. And I want you to frame that. And I want you to we talk about ancestral veneration, and I can venerate my grandmother. I can venerate her mother and her mother. But wouldn't it be so beautiful to have that picture? And so when you were talking about the wisdom in that household, but wouldn't it be nice to one day for that grandchild of yours to be able to say, like, I took this picture 5 generations back, you know, And this particular grandmother, she was this, and this mom, and that mom, and that mom. Not only the wisdom, but even to have the picture to, oh my gosh. So that's just a little bit of my little selfishness that I'm asking you for. Is to take that picture. Yeah. And then that way, when we start teaching this ancestral veneration, we now have that picture of 5 generations. Yeah. And last thing I wanted to piggyback what you were saying is I love the reframing. I love the reframing and the wisdom that you're passing on to your daughters and your granddaughters. Like we're not in competition, especially as women, Black women especially, because that is part of the colonization mindset that we've had. But we come from a community, a society where it was community driven, right? Being collaboration. Yeah. And so I love how you're reframing and I love that how you're teaching, but just wanted to add that in there. Take that photo for me. Hi, baby. Hi. All right. Alafia, Alafia, Alafia.
I love that so much. And that piece of advice they're sharing that is so valuable. I did that kind of earlier as well. A friend had called to wish me a happy Mother's Day. And I was just like, when you see your mom, give her 2 hugs, like your first hug, and then pause and then take another one. Because uh, it's, it, it's, it's always, I feel like sometimes we just don't love on each other enough, when we have the opportunity to. And the last time I saw my dad in person, we were saying bye and I gave him a hug. And then I started to walk to my car. He started to walk to his. And then I turned around and I ran back and I gave him a second hug. And that is one of my most cherished memories. Like, I don't have a single regret about the last time I saw my dad because I decided to go back and give him that hug. And so that's one of the nuggets of wisdom as I went through a couple years where just continued to have family members go into the ancestral realm. And I wanted to know, like, what what is the good in this? And so now in all of my relationships, I try to do that in some way. I'm so much better at when I think about someone sending them a quick text or a quick voice note or giving an extra hug or reminding my friends and family because I'm one of my first friends to like lose their parents, reminding them of these things. And I think that is one of the strengths of being in community like this in this circle. And so being able to have that 5 generation picture on your picture wall is going to be so beautiful. It's going to be a focal point. And then also just having other items, thinking about our legacy now. We're so fortunate to live in this generation to be able to have photos and videos and all of these things where our descendants will be able to really get a sense of who we are, to see us and in the video see our mannerisms or taking candid photos has been one of my favorite things of like, it could just be a regular just day, but just a random photo. And we used to do that when we just had cameras. I remember looking at photo albums of just the randomest pictures, heads cut off or people just eating or just like kids with their head undone and in pajamas, just random bits because, cameras were new and those are like the best photos. And so just continuing that those traditions and having these physical artifacts for our family. And I was even thinking of like starting a family book where you have like the name, a photo, their highest traits, recipes they have, or what their strengths were, and being able to pass this down. When we talk about ancestral veneration, when we talk about calling on certain ancestors for help, and you have this book, and you know what their favorite meal was, and you could prepare that for them, or oh, my auntie was amazing at starting businesses, created so many businesses, or, my uncle was a really good mechanic, and I'm having car trouble. Being able to have these things is so powerful. And even when we think about ourselves and the traits that we carry from our family members, being able to give that to our descendants, I think, and even not even just descendants, while in this life, like that's an amazing thing to do for family reunions, or if, most families have people living in different states, just sending out, this survey and putting that together. It can even be digital. It doesn't have to, just be physical, but having this is a way to stay connected and also help to strengthen yourself because we share the same DNA. And when I'm feeling low, I think about my siblings or my grandparents, and I'm like, well, my grandma did this, so I know that I have the capability. It's in my DNA. I can wake that up, you know? And so, yeah, doing a little bit of ancestral veneration right now. I would love to hear a bit about um, any traits that your mothers or grandmothers had. For me, I think about all of my mother and my grandmothers were caretakers, and not just for the family. They were big on caretaking for the community. And so whenever we had friends over, if anybody was going through something, they were like a mother to all, a grandmother to all, very caring. And that is definitely a trait that I have as well. And so that's one of my favorite things about my mother and my grandmothers. And I would love to hear anything about some of the other women in your family. Lafia, Lafia, Lafia.
Go. It's funny, I started laughing when you were talking, and I know you're a good cook. I know it comes from somebody. And I start saying, okay, Mama's just said in her DNA, you know, her mom's carried good traits. All of my mommies were cooks too. So it has to be somewhere in me. I need to pull that out. I think honestly, when we think about giftings, things that we're afraid of, um, something that you possibly could be really good at and you're afraid of doing for whatever reason, is somewhere inside your DNA. And when you were talking, I was like, maybe I should try one day just to cook something and stop hiding behind that fear, because in my DNA, there was some great cooks. So my Medea used to make pound cakes. She was a baker. And that was one of the ways that she brought the community together. My mom, I'm on my way to my mommy's house, after our calls today, and she's an amazing cook. And guess what? Every Sunday is family day. That's how she brings community together. I need to find that part of me, that part of that ancestral thing. Since we talk about ancestor, that part of my DNA that I think I'm somewhat hiding from or running from, which is probably the cooking part, stepping out there. And I can be transparent. When I was married, I messed up on a few dishes, and my ex-husband made fun of it, right? And from that part, I kind of hid and just kind of, didn't do that anymore. But I think I'm gonna take your advice, Mama Jerome, and I'm gonna dig into my DNA and probably try the cooking thing to honor some of my mothers in my family.
Please do. Please
Take
do.
a picture of it.
Absolutely. Yes. No, because literally I would put money on it. I will put I'm gonna put $20 on you having a dish that is literally gonna be either your daughter's or your grandchildren's favorite recipe that only you can make. I know it. I know it's in there. And literally everything in life, if you spend enough hours doing it, you get better,
I think so.
But like, I completely understand that retraction when someone that you want to like impress, or you want them to love the thing that you make, and
Yeah.
then they make light of it or make fun of it. And that is something within our community we do a lot of. And for us sensitive souls, it can be really hard. And we can,
Pisces.
yes, I definitely understand. I have a Pisces stellium. So, like, we can kind of fold back into ourselves. But then it also, once we start to expand again, it makes it even more like rich in um, a layered experience, because you fought a little harder. Anything you put a lot of hard work in, the result feels even better. And so, even though you're blossoming in your cooking at a different stage of life than other people do, it's literally never too late at all, like
Yeah.
at all. And you have, I know, like had a lot of good food, and now you can start incorporating that. It really is an art form. It's a way of expression, you know?
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna step out on that one.
Yes. And you know what, even I know that you love to do skincare and healthcare, and I've seen videos on like different things that you could eat to help your skin from the inside. And so
Mm,
that might be a way of also fusing some of your other loves together. So I'm excited.
forgot.
I'm excited to try it. I gotta come to Texas.
Come on down.
Yes, I feel the same way. I could see you being an amazing baker. Like you seem very organized and very precise. And they always say like, so baking are people that are organized and precise, and cooks, they just kind of they don't follow directions as well. So I know you from being in the class, you follow directions very well. So I can see you baking wonderful dishes and sweets and snacks that your family for generations would enjoy. So yes, I cannot wait to see that. That's awesome.
Thank you. And it's funny you said the baking part, because for my birthday, even last year, I was on a raw vegan diet. And so I knew somebody, they weren't going to make anything for me for my birthday. So I made my own raw vegan cake. And guess
Oh,
what? It tasted so good. So thank you for that reminder.
yes, yes. That is cool. A raw, you're gonna have to, yes, please drop the recipe to us. Give it to me when I see you in Cali. Like, please,
That's top
please.
tier. To be able to make a raw vegan cake and it tastes good, that is
It
top
was
tier.
good. It was
Stop
good.
hiding your skills. Okay, stop, hiding your light. There are people who are bumping into walls because you over here hiding your light. Come on now. I love a
I want to
sweet
bump
tooth,
into my own
and
wall, so
we don't need that diabetes anymore from, all the butter and sugar. We need that raw vegan sweets. We can have both. So, yes, I love that.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I used dates for my sweetening, and some nuts for the pie crust, and just kept on layering and layering, and it came out pretty good. And for the decoration, I tried to be the decorator, so I took like kiwi and cut it up all different kinds of ways and laid it on top of the cake. And yeah, I took it to my family and I shared it, and they ate it.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Dang.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Um, my family, it's funny, you have me and my daughter. We're redoing this room. This room is getting repainted and redone. And so we were in here scraping wallpaper. And so my daughter's like, you know, if my writing doesn't work out, she loves to write. She's like, I think I'll I might be do history. I could be a history teacher. And I've said that to her so many times that she brings history to life for me. Like I'm not a huge history buff, but man, when she starts to talk about it and she puts it in scenarios about, she's like, honestly, the USA is giving little brother. And so when she says stuff like that, I'm like, yes, girl, tell me more. What else happened during that Cold War that wasn't in the winter? Like, what? what was that about? Because I don't know. I get all my stuff from movies, like Captain America's Wintertime. But anyway, so you know, so and when she tells me that, I'm like, and I would say that, but I just see her tapping into. We have a long line of teachers on my father's side. Like my grandfather was a teacher. My dad he taught bowling. He was a PE. My grandfather did all subjects. His father was a part of an organization in the union. There was all kinds of teacher and leadership in there, and I look at that, I'm like, oh, she's tapped into that side. Okay, that's pretty cool, you know? Um, and I know that I can see that. And when she was telling me, it rung in my head like, oh, that's the Drake. So that my dad's last name. I said, oh, okay. She tapped into the Drake side. Okay. I can steer her that way and show her, who might best be around her. I can see who's working with her. You know what I mean? So that was just amazing to even know to connect it all. You know what I mean? So I am definitely grateful for the teachings for being able so I can see all of those things. And like for me, I've always been more tapped into my mom's side. They're more healers. Like my great grandmother came here to be a midwife from the islands of St. Kitts. She was brought to New York and did midwifery and just nursing. Nursing just ran in that side of my mom's side very heavily. Um, to the point where my grandmother, but she was a teacher, but she studied um what's it called? But my mom's here.
Dietitian.
Yeah, my mom. This is my mommy.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. You're absolutely gorgeous.
You look beautiful.
And you
Happy
raised an
Mother's Day.
amazing woman. Absolutely incredible.
Apothecary.
economics.
Home economics. Yes, she said like home economics. She was very into all the natural things that help foster with my mom.
Soy milk.
Yes. Well,
She did the study on that.
oh, she did a study on soy milk?
Yeah.
Learning.
That was her thesis.
Oh, that was on her thesis.
Yeah, for her master's in
Wow.
was it home economics, I guess?
Yeah.
That's what it was called back in the 50s.
Right.
40s.
Nutrition. I thought it had nutrition.
Yeah, it was nutrition.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all about nutrition. Because the dietary, what's a dietitian?
Mm-hmm.
Like a
dietitian.
Yeah, she was.
So we're talking. So, but I digress. But just having that, having that knowledge, that's where it came from. My sister's a nurse, and I'm a nurse, and my daughter is a nurse. My granddaughter is saying she patched up her little brother. He skinned his knee just yesterday, and she's like, some fellow neighbor was coming to help. He was like, well, I was about to help him, but your daughter was over there doing surgery. So, I said, she said, yes, I know what I'm doing. My mom's a nurse. She said that. Yeah, that's what I didn't tell you that, Mom. Yeah, she said that too. And I was just laughing because when they came and got me, of course, I was like, well, who helped you? And I told him, thank you. He cracked me up with that story. He was like, well, she had it all together. I said, well, thank you for the Band-Aids. And so, yeah, it's those sort of things when you're tapped in, and you can see who's helping you and who's guiding you. It's easy to fall into that rhythm. And when you're in a rhythm with nature, that where you're supposed to be, things flow. So I can't say effortlessly, but I think it's like, even if things are wrong, it's right. You know what I mean? Even when you're in that storm and you have everything you need, though, it's okay. It's okay that it snows outside. It's okay that it's raining because you have your rain boots and galoshes and your hat on, and you can walk through it in peace. And so I love to see all that come together, and that's part of knowing your ancestors, and the ancestor veneration can provide that for you, this foundation of peace and knowing where you're going and actually being able to see like, okay, they did this, so this works, and just have that knowing and that inner, like, oh, this is going to work, that kind of faith. So yes, those are my two things in my family are kind of teachers and nurses. Um, are heavy on both sides, and I can see my children moving to those areas as well. So, and I love guiding them, you know. So it's nice. I like it, I like it, I like it.
I go. Oh, go ahead.
I love that so much, Angel. Like, you can really see what having all of those generations around, the way that your family knows each other and lives together, and how that's coming out in the babies, just naturally and effortlessly. Um, it's beautiful hearing your story and seeing the way that traditions is working in America. I This has just brought me so much joy. Oh my goodness, and your beautiful mom coming on camera, like my whole heart, I feel so full right now. Like this is what Mother's Day is about. This is such a well-needed time. All right, Alafia, Alafia, Alafia. Oh, welcome, Agbasi. We're glad to have you. We're
Alafia, ladies.
We're just sharing about motherhood and our families and the different traits that we're seeing that we have from the mothers in our family and the way we're seeing it throughout. But Tiffany, you had something that you wanted to add.
I go. No, my heart just opened. I was like, oh my goodness, divine. How God just kind of set all of this in motion. And we had an actual mother come on this call and grace us with her presence. And when you were talking, I could see you were talking about the cultivation, how you were cultivating your daughter. And then your mother came on, and I can see how she cultivated you. And so it's just that aha and just spirit like how could we ask for anything more beautiful than to see that move just now? So thank you for sharing your mommy with us and sharing your experience today. I mean, just brought my heart so much joy. Same thing Mama Sharon was just saying. It just got excited. I love you, I love you, I love you.
Avasi, we know that you are, the big ancestral buff. What are some of the traits that you have seen from your mother and your grandmothers, and how do you see it within yourself and your sisters and the people in your family? What are those some like core, traits of the women in your bloodline?
Go. Yeah, that's a really good question. I kind of was thinking about that over the week, and one of the traits that we have is that we're really strong women, really kind of rebellious in a way. And that runs through all the women in my family on my mom's side, all the women on the family on my father's side. So it's kind of like you can't escape being this strong, kind of rebellious type of woman. But it is good in this time where there's a lot of changes going on. There's a lot of, transition, and you need somebody to really break the mold. And in my family, there's a lot of women who just, they live a different kind of life. They break the mold of society norms, and they're kind of free in that aspect when it's controlled. I also see that in my family, like the women, they're really independent and like intelligent. So they'll try to solve a lot of issues or a lot of problems on their own. Even down to like, there's this one story. My grandmother on my mom's side, Lily Mae Hackett. She was a housewife because she chose to be. She was like, she went to work. She didn't like it. So she was like, I don't like this, so I'm gonna take care of the home. And so there was like electrical problems in the house, and she got a book. and figured out how to rewire the entire house and do all the electrical, things. And of course, that wasn't her specialty, but she had really high intelligence to be able to just learn this electrician trade so that she can do what she needed to do at the house. And so I see that a lot in myself where I'll pick up traits, I'll pick up skills that don't necessarily like it's not my thing, but I'll do it because there's a need, and then I become really good at it. And so I appreciate her for that as well. What else? There's so many things. But those are the main things that I see. And those are the kind of things that I try to pass on to my son, like having that ability to be flexible, having that ability to continuously learn, being strong. I always tell him it's like when there are tough situations, and I tell him like, are you going to be the one who stands with 1,000 men telling the lie, or are you going to be the one man standing telling the truth? And I think I'm trying to instill that rebellion in him in a positive way, so that he stays true to himself, that he stays true to his destiny, that he doesn't fall in the way of like many of us throughout our lives have like said it's easier to go with the flow of society or the flow of what's going on rather than it's harder to stand in your truth. And so I'm trying to get him to do that early on. And I feel like that's passing on a lot of the strength and resilience that the women in my family hold on both sides. So it's a beautiful thing. I feel.
I love all of that so much. At the very beginning, um, when we started, I talked about that Naya energy, that creation energy. And so hearing that that is your family trait is so beautiful. I had seen this video online, and I forget what their race was. I think maybe they were Indian or something like that, and their family had immigrated to the States. And his mom had told him that, like, if you're ever in a situation, there's ever an emergency, look for the Black woman in the room because they always make sure everyone's okay. They are the leaders. And so hearing you like talk about that has really reminded me of that, and the way that you're doing that for nephew, because right now there are so many men who aren't integral and don't know how to have these strong character traits that we need from leaders. And us as women also have to take our accountability in that. Earlier, we were taught, Angel had brought up just the way that we kind of had coddled a lot of the sons in the family. And so as a point of like how we need to change the way that we're mothering. And so just being in the presence in this group of us actively doing that work to heal our lineage, and also being able to give gratitude to all our ancestors did to be able to get us to this point. Like, it's just been such a healing and full circle session. And I love how each Sunday Spirit just brings the right group together and the right topics and the way it all plays out. It's just been really wonderful. And so we have about another 30 minutes or so. And so another beautiful way that we can give honor is by calling out the names of our lineage, right? The mothers in our lineage. So as far back as you can go, just calling on the names and the energy of these women would be very beautiful. And if you have your daughters calling their names too, just to really bring out that strength. And so I can start. I want to give great honor and homage to my paternal grandmother, Naomi Mays, my grandmother, Arquilla Washington, my maternal great grandmother, Mama Jenny, my grandmother, Ernestine, my mama, Deborah Denise Jackson. I also want to honor my daughter, Aria, Ashlyn Joy, Amante Brown. Alafia, Alafia, Alafia.
My name is Tiffany Woodard. I am the daughter of Phyllis Woodard. I am the granddaughter of Estella Ross and also Verna Mae Woodard. I am the great granddaughter of Mary Johnson. I am the great great granddaughter of Rebecca Johnson. I am also the great granddaughter of Savannah Perkins. I am the proud mother of Stephanie Holmes. I am the proud mother of Ebony Floyd. I am the proud mother of Deja Floyd. And I'm the proudest Nana of Trayshawn and Davon, who you can tell give my heart so much joy. But I honor all of you and all of your mommies too. I love you, love you, love you.
Okay, I go. Um, I wanted to get my names correct. So we would like to venerate. How do I come into this camera? Talk with me.
Okay.
We would like to venerate my great great grandmother Harriet King, Penelope Thomas, Clarice McIntosh. It's my great grandmother Etta Caldwell, Josephine Caldwell. Oh, and my mother. Oh, wait, I have more. And my paternal. I just learned some of these names.
Is it Kareem?
My maternal great great grandmother Anna Russell. It's like Estelle Burks. Elda Mae Russell. Yeah, you said Perrine.
Perrine is
Oh, Lucille Drake. Oh, well, oh, did I have the name wrong?
I don't know.
Okay, new revelations. Okay, we're gonna have to look that up. And it's Kareem. Okay, if that's your actual apologies.
No.
Wrong information on the line. So and then my grandmother, Elda Mae Drake, and my mother, Paula Drake. Oh, I missed my other grandmother, Josephine Caldwell. I said her.
You did say
Okay, I thought I did. We also, I did my mom and Leah. You want to venerate your mother?
Wait, your mom? Wait, are we doing dead people?
No, it's just you just.
Oh, okay. Well, and my mom, Angel, my grandma, Paula Drake, and okay, wait. What's grandma's actual name? Josephine. What was her last name? Caldwell. Grandmommy. Someone that I remember.
You can do.
That's okay. That's what she remembers. So,
Oh, Nana. Yeah, and my Nana. Hello. I don't know her last name. Holmes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
What about Phyllis?
Yeah, other grandma. She passed. Keep her name. That's your name. Say Phyllis video.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Grandma Phyllis.
Yeah, thanks.
So that's our family tree. Alafia, Alafia, Alafia.
I go. I would like to honor and give acknowledgement and love and good energy to all of the women in my family. I am the daughter of Tanya McDonald. I am the granddaughter of Lily Mae Hackett, the great granddaughter of Tina Moulton, the great great granddaughter the great great granddaughter of um, Anna Jones, the great 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 granddaughter of Annie Shaw. On my father's side, I am the granddaughter of Mildred Mincy, still living. I am the great granddaughter of Minnie Mincy. I am the great great granddaughter of Nolie Scott. I'm the great great granddaughter of Julia Alsobrooks. I'm the great 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 granddaughter of Anna Alsobrooks. I am the great granddaughter of Lenore Bradley. I am the great great granddaughter of um, Daisy Staton, the great great granddaughter of um, Susie Whitebeard, the great 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 granddaughter of Nancy Darden. Um, let's see, and all of the great that I have not mentioned or that I do not know. I feel like I'm missing one that I always say. Um, the great 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 granddaughter of Mary Shipman and the great 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 granddaughter of Lena McDonald. And all of the ancestors that I have not said. I give you honor today. I'm thankful for my blood. I'm thankful for your lives, all your sacrifices, all of the wisdom that you've acquired, all of the support that you give me. I'm thankful. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, this has been absolutely beautiful. And of course, of course, of course, I want to give great honor and love and respect and gratitude um, to our spiritual mother, Mianu Ananasi. I'm grateful for all of the persevering and the pioneering that she's done. Um, Beyond that, all of the hard internal work to even get to a point to know to search for more and for her to then create a path, not just reach a handout, but create a path. You know what I'm saying? Like we're working on getting cement pavement. She has been doing the work to get us back home. And that's so hard. It's so difficult to be the first one. And so I'm so grateful to her and her creating these spaces for us to even be together and learn and have support and explore and have protection as we do this, right? And then, of course, I really want to give great honor and respect to Queen Mother Mano Nae Pujitau Animasa II. To be doing the work of repairing the deep, deep wounds that we as people in the diaspora are experiencing, for her to open her arms up and to take in Mianu and to learn English and to learn how to relate. And I'm grateful to everything that she's taught me, Anu, and I'm grateful to everything that she's taught me, and Agbasi, to be able to have the honor of being able to learn from her in a close capacity, um, to be able to have someone that we can trust, um, to be able to see the lived perseverance and example of doing the work, what it looks like to show up and show up and show up and to fight and to fight and to fight to bring us back. It's such an honor. I also want to give great honor to Naga, her right hand. She, when you go to the temple, she is just always running around, taking care of things. She's an amazing cook, like amazing cook. So I saw her put together a sauce with literally 3 ingredients, and it was like one of the best sauces I've ever had. I'm so grateful to her and her teachings and the way that she just walks in her gift. To all of the temple mothers, to all of the women here on the continent, to the women that I see walking the streets with their babies on their back and their products to sell on their head. I want to give great honor and respect to all of us as women, as mothers, for persevering, for falling completely apart to then rebirth and become something new and stronger, for us to be taking accountabilities for our shortcomings and working hard to make a better world for ourselves and our daughters and our community. Um, and I also want to acknowledge all of the mothers to be, ones that are pregnant right now, the ones who are about to enter into the worlds of motherhood. I pray for their strength. I pray that we are able to give them a community and a support system to be able to parent well. And I also want to give honor and respect to all the little girls out there who give us the grace to mother the very best that we can, who give us our strength to keep going, to fight for what's right, to fight for ourselves. And of course, I want to honor the Nae and all the mothers, Mama Chamba, all of our divinities who watch over us, protect us, give us the resources that we need, the love that we need, and great gratitude to all the traits that they put in us that we're able to express and live out our destiny. I'm grateful to each of you on this call. I'm grateful that you're here on this beautiful Sunday. And I also want to give thanks to your mothers for raising y'all, because you're absolutely incredible. I have learned such important things from each and every one of you. I have felt loved and comforted. I've been picked up when I've been on the ground by each and every one of you. And so I'm grateful to the love that you have to share and the love that's been poured into you. I love you, I love you, I love you. All right, everyone. Until next week, be well.